تفضل ابدأ استاذ.
خير إن شاء الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Good morning, dear students, and welcome back to another lesson for English 102, New Language Leader, Unit 8.4, and this time we have a narrative. Now, a narrative is simply means telling a story. All right? So today, inshallah, we're going to read a story. That's the main part. And we're going to have some grammar as well involved. And at the end, we're going to write a different ending to the story. Maybe 3 or 4 lines. So let's have a look at the main objectives of today's lesson. All right. So by the end of the lesson, of today's lesson, students will have differentiated between the past simple and past continuous forms using while and when. Second one is use time expressions correctly. And the third objective is to write a different ending or come up with a different ending to the story. Before we read the story, I would like you in the chat box, just 3 or 2 minutes, what are some of the words that may make you feel scared? For example, if you tell me the word vampire, for example, that word might scare me. All right. So what are some of the words that might make you feel, when you hear them or when you read them, they might make you feel scared? Yalla, 2 minutes maximum. Tell me some of the words that you might consider as scary words. Use the chat box to write the scary words. I mean, some people, they might be scared of cats. So for them, the word cat is a scary word. Yeah, it might sound funny, but for some people, you know, black cats might be a scary thing. Yeah. All right, we have Hawash Asad Hawash. He said the words are frightened, scared, ghosts. Excellent, ghosts. So the word ghost is a scary word. Death, yes, death. Death is a scary word. Yusuf Muhammad Taha, he says illness, darkness, ghost, murder. Muhammad Zaid, he says failing an exam. Yes, failing an exam is a scary thing. Muhammad Adnan says nightmare. Excellent. This is from yesterday's lesson. Nightmare. Excellent. All right. Let's have a look at some of the lists that we have here. All right. So we have zombies, maybe vampires, darkness, ghosts, black cats, blood, graveyard, maybe the Undertaker, maybe. I know that you know this famous wrestler. So the Undertaker maybe is, you know, a scary thing for you, maybe. All right. Now, before we read the story, we're going to do some grammar first. We're going to have a look at the past simple and past continuous, because when we write a story, we normally have those two tenses in our writing. So in English, when we tell a story or narrate some events that happened in the past, we often tend to use while and when. While and when are used to introduce two actions. The one that is short and completed, i.e. finished, we use the past simple for it. However, the one that is long and not finished at a point in the past, we use the past continuous for it. How to form the past simple? We have regular verbs, i.e. verbs that end in ed to change them into the past simple tense, like play, played, visit, visited, and clean, cleaned. On the other hand, we have the irregular verbs that do not follow the previous rule, i.e. adding ed to the verbs, like eat, ate, run, ran, and swim, swam. So these are irregular verbs, and we have regular verbs that end in ed. How to form the past continuous? It's very easy. We form the past continuous with was or where. Was is singular, where is plural, plus verb plus ing. Examples: I was eating, they were playing football, he was reading a story. Now, when we use while and when, we can have the long and unfinished action in the past continuous. So that action is the one that happened in the past, and it's not finished at that point in the past. So it's not finished at that point. And then there is the past simple action, which interrupted the past continuous action. And on the other hand, sorry, and the other action can be short and finished in the past. Have a look at the explanation that you have here. We have the past, the arrow. We have the past continuous. This is the unfinished business. Sorry, the unfinished action. And we have the past simple, which stopped or which interrupted. Sorry, which interrupted the past continuous. We have some examples here. While I was playing football, so that's it, that's the past continuous. That's the unfinished action. So while I was playing football, I broke my leg. So broke my leg is the action that interrupted the playing of football. All right, we can use, of course, when and instead of while. So when I entered my room, so that's the short action. My mother was cleaning. My mother was cleaning it, and that's the past continuous action because it's the longer action. It's the action that is not finished. Okay, we have some practice now. I'll give you 5 minutes for this activity. Write sentences using while or when, using the prompts that you have. All right, I'll do number 1 for you as an example. I will do number 1 for you as an example. All right. Okay, so while I was driving my car, I had an accident. All right. So driving is the longer action, is the past continuous action. So you have to decide which one was the short action. For the short action, we use the past simple. For the longer action, the unfinished action, we use the past continuous. You have to decide which action happened longer, which action happened shorter. So while I was driving my car, I had an accident. So take 5 minutes and do the rest of the sentences. All right, I'll show you the answers. So try to check your answers on your own. All right, so here we go. All right, we have some responses from our students. We have Muhammad Jamil. All right. While I was sleeping, I heard noises. Excellent. That's correct. We have Muhammad Nader. I was driving my vehicle when I had an accident. Excellent. That's a very good one, Muhammad Nader. That's a very good one. While I was driving my vehicle when I had an accident. All right. So number 2, while I was sleeping, I heard some noises. 3, when my father came, I was watching TV. Number 4, when I was cleaning my room, so that's the longer action, I found the key. All right. So finding the key was the shorter action, and cleaning the room was the longer action. For the longer action, we use the past continuous. For the shorter action, we use the past simple. It's as simple as that. All right. Now, this is the story that I was talking about. This is the scary story that I was talking about. Your job is similar to the previous activity. You're going to put the verbs in either the past simple or the past continuous. All right. So read part 1 of the following story, scary story, and put the verbs in either the past simple or the past continuous. I'll give you 5 minutes for this activity because you have to read the first part of the story. All right. So 5 minutes for this activity as well. All right. So I'm going to read the first part of the story with the verbs in the correct form. So listen carefully while I read the story. All right. We have some responses before I read the story. We have Turki Abdullah. The first one, he got correct. Yes, he got was walking, met, entered, and was running. Excellent, Turki Abdullah. We have Yusuf Faisal, was walking, met, entered, was running as well. So he got the verbs in the correct form. That is correct. All right. So I'm going to read the story now. So listen carefully. One day, while I was walking in my village, I met a strange man who asked me to slap him in the face. At first, I thought he was crazy, but as he began to talk about his story so seriously, things began to make a little sense. He told me that a week ago, he was having dinner with his family in a restaurant. When he entered the restaurant, a boy was running all over the place. All of a sudden, the boy ran towards him and dropped ice cream on his fine suit. The man got so angry that he slapped the boy on his face with his right hand. The day after, the man woke up to find that his right hand got paralyzed. Very scary, isn't it? All right. So, for the second part of the story, I want you to fill in the blanks with, sorry, with time expressions. Now, what are time expressions? We use time expressions like one day, after that, at that moment, next, then, later, soon, suddenly, in the end. So these are some of the time expressions that we have, and we use them to show the sequence of events, to pinpoint time, and create suspense and anticipation. So for the second part, I'll give you 3 minutes. Yes, 3 minutes, because you've got only 3 missing sentences. So again, this is part 2 of the story. This is part 2 of the story. You're going to read the second part of the story, and you need to fill in the blanks with these words in blue. You've got in the end, suddenly, and you have then. So 3 words. As you read, fill in the blanks with these words. You've got 3 minutes or 4 minutes for this activity. Okay, we have some responses from our dear students. We have Sayyid Muhammad Ali. Sayyid Muhammad Ali. He got the answers correctly. We have Muhammad Abdullah Hassan. We have Ali Mukhtar Mansour. He got the answers correctly. Okay, for the second part, I'm going to show you now the model answers, and listen carefully while I read the story. So the second part of the story. So here are the answers. As time passed, he got desperate and began to read books in an attempt to forget his misery. One night, he was all alone, staring at his hand and thinking of some explanation. Suddenly, out of nowhere, an ugly old woman appeared before his eyes. He got startled and frozen as she came close to him and whispered in his ears, "If you want to get rid of the curse, you have to be hid in the same place where you hid the boy and suffer the same pain which the boy suffered." Then the ghost disappeared into thin air. In the end, we headed for the restaurant, and without further ado, I raised my hand and slapped the man with all my power. He fell to the ground, moaning and crying. As he stood up, he noticed that he could move his right hand again. Miraculous, isn't it? All right. So that's the story. And we've got a couple of questions regarding the story. I don't need you to read for specific information. I just want to hear your thoughts about the following questions. All right. So in the chat box, I needed to answer those two questions. I'll give you 5 minutes only, or maybe less. Let's see. So what are some of the lessons? There is an S missing here. Anyway, so what are some of the lessons that we can learn from this story? Morals, all right? So of course, you've learned something. The story wants to tell us something. It has a message. So what are some of the messages that we might learn from this story? And number two, in your opinion, what should have the man done instead of slapping the boy? I mean, it was wrong to slap the innocent boy because he's just a kid, right? So slapping him was a big mistake. So in your opinion, what should have the man done instead of slapping the boy? So 5 minutes for those two questions. All right, we have Ali Mukhtar Mansour Ali. Ali Mukhtar Mansour Ali. He says that for question number one, the importance of adhering to the golden rule, which is to treat others the way you want to be treated. Wow. Wow, Ali Mukhtar. This is so good. This is something that our religion advises us and it encourages us to treat people the way we want to be treated. Thank you, Ali Mukhtar. That was really awesome. For question number two, he says he should have scolded the boy only slightly and taught him the importance of not having fun at other people's expense. Excellent. Ali Mukhtar Mansour Ali, thank you so much. We have Turkey Abdullah Yusuf al-Zawadi. He says for question number one, not laughing at people and telling them that you are ugly. You should look at your face first. Yes, I agree with that. For number two, he says that he should have advised him instead of slapping him because slapping and hitting is violence. So this is a cruel man. All right. Thank you, Turkey. All right. Okay, we are running out of time, so I'm gonna show you the answers now. Some of the possible answers, really. I mean, they are not. All right. Okay, for question number one, I think you have touched upon this. Violence does not solve problems. Yeah, small mistakes can cause big problems. So you see, he only slapped the boy, but he had a big problem. You know, he couldn't move his hand because of a small mistake. So sometimes small mistakes can cause big problems. One should not treat children badly. I think you've touched upon this as well. In your opinion, what should have the man done instead of slapping the boy? Yes, I think he should have advised him. I think there is a mistake here. He should advise the boy. He should advise the boy politely not to run in the restaurant, or he could have asked the boy to bring him some tissue to clean his suit. Yeah, so that could be okay. Now for the final activity, I'll give you like 15 minutes. I just need 4 lines, 3 lines. Yeah, so this is creative writing. So this is your final task. Try to write a different ending consisting of 3 to 4 lines instead of paragraph 5. So this is paragraph 5. This is paragraph 5. This is paragraph 5. So I want you to replace this paragraph with a different ending. So this is what we have. Right? This is what happened at the end of the story, or in the end. You know, the man was hit in the same place where he hit the boy. So it was like divine punishment. So he asked someone else to hit him, so the curse would disappear, and it did. All right. So this is the summary of the ending. So I want you to think of a different ending, just 3 or 4 lines. All right. We will send you a form in the chat box. So try to write your answers in the form that has been sent to you. All right. So try to write a different ending, and at the end, after 10 minutes, we're going to read some of the answers. All right. I'm going to read some of the students' responses or endings. So this is from Rashid Al-Malud. Rashid Al-Malud. He says, I'm going to read his ending. The man refused to get humiliated the way he humiliated that boy back in the restaurant. And for that, the hag, he says, the hag, I think he means the old lady or the ghost. The hag made his whole body paralyzed where he can't even use a wheelchair by himself. Well, Rashid, that's very cruel, Rashid. But you know, that's very good. I like your ending, but you are very cruel, Rashid. All right, that's very good, Rashid. Thank you so much. Well done, Rashid. Thank you. طبعا راشد كان قاسي في النهايه مالته، بحيث انه يعني الولد، قصدي الرجال، بدل ما تنشل بس ايده، شل كل جسمه كامل. All right. All right, we have Turkey Abdullah Yusuf Dawadi. He says, in the end, we headed for the restaurant, and without further ado, I ran away, crying with all the tears that is coming out of my eyes, and I fell to the ground, moaning and crying. So the man's heart will break. As he started laughing at me, he noticed that he is cruel. Thank you, Turkey Abdullah. That is very sweet. Thank you so much. We have Hussein Ahmed Abdul Hussein. He fell to the ground. Hussein Ahmed Abdul Hussein, your ending is not different from the one that we have. I'm sorry. It's the same. Don't you think so, Hussein? It's the same as the one that we have. Or is it different? Let me see. Um, I think it's the same. Hussein Ahmed Abdul Hussein, I think your ending is the same as the one that we have. I'm really sorry. I can't really read it. We have Ibrahim Umran. In the end, I go to the boy and I tell him, I am sorry about that, but I love you. Thank you, Amran. That is very sweet. A very happy ending. Thank you, Amran. We have Sajjad Hussein Yusuf. In the end, the man worn his conscience, and I can't really read this word. Anyway, the man went to the restaurant to see the boy and forgive him. That is very sweet, Sajjad. So he met the boy at the restaurant and he asked for his forgiveness. He asked to forgive him, okay? To see the boy and forgive him and be friends to a long time. Thank you, Sajjad. That is very sweet. That is very sweet. We have Muhammad Sana. All right, I'm going to read his ending. So in the end, the man went to the restaurant that he hit the kid at and asked a guy to hit him in the face. He asked why. Then he told him the story and he hit him very hard. He fell on the ground and everyone at the restaurant started laughing. The man stood up. His face was red from the head, but at least he was happy because the curse finally disappeared. All right, very excellent, very, very good. Sorry, very good, Muhammad Sana. That is very sweet. So it's a happy ending as well. Try to use, while and when in your writing as well. Okay. Okay. Okay, I have some responses, but I'm afraid that they are the same as the one that we have on the slide. I mean, they haven't changed anything. All right. We have Muhammad Isa. Muhammad Isa. In the end, I agreed to slap him, but it didn't work. Yes, that's a very clever twist to the ending. The ghost appeared again and told us that he, sorry, and and told us that he would not get his not right hand back because the kid was cursed, and the curse passed to his right hand. I'm really sorry. I will continue with Muhammad Isa because I like his ending. Okay. So the ghost appeared again and told us that he would not get his right hand back because the kid was cursed, and the curse passed to his right hand. The man was sad, but he learned the lesson. Well done, Muhammad Isa. I like your ending very much. I mean, there's a very good idea there. Okay. We have Muhammad Nader. The boy was furious. He seeked revenge. Yeah, Ali. Sorry. So he slapped the man the same way he did to himself when the man apologized from the boy. It was to save you, said the man. They were even. MashaAllah, excellent. They continued their lives. They end. Muhammad Nader, that's very clever. Thank you so much. Yes. Yeah, I really liked, the Muhammad Nader's ending. Yeah, there is a very good idea there. Try to use while and when in your ending. You know. All right, we have Hassan Khalaf Hussein. Hassan Khalaf Hussein. He says eventually he went to the same restaurant to meet the boy. When the boy saw him, he attacked like a crazy man. He's slapping and slapping non-stoppably. Then the security interfered and solved the problem. The man was tired of being slapped multiple times, and his hand, sorry, is getting better. And he says finally, what goes around comes around. I agree, Hassan Khalaf. I completely agree with you, Hassan Khalaf Hussein. Thank you so much. This is very clever. I like your ending. Okay, we have, I think this is the final response that I am going to read because I think we are coming to the end of our lesson for today. We have Ahmed Fadl Ahmed al-Baggali. Ahmed Fadl Ahmed al-Baggali. The man looked at the chin and appeared to be angry. During those serious moments, the man started to laugh, and everyone laughed. Then the man reassured the boy that he had forgiven him and that he had been agitated for a moment. That is very clever and sweet. It's a very happy ending to the story. Thank you, Ahmed Fadl Ahmed al-Baggali. All right. I mean, I really enjoyed reading your endings to the story. Some of them, they made me laugh. I mean, they had some really funny ideas. I really liked them. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for participating actively today. Thank you, and I think that's the end of our lesson for today. Thank you so much, and I'll see you. Before I tell you, I will see you. I would like to thank Jasim Muhammad Mehdi. Jasim Muhammad Mehdi. Inshallah, we will read your answer. Inshallah, next time. Unfortunately, we are running out of time. We don't have time. Thank you, Jasim Muhammad Mehdi. Thank you. Inshallah, next time we're going to read your answer. But for today, this is goodbye, and I'll see you inshallah next week. Thank you.